Alright, if you're wondering why I led with Persian, it's because I was trying to break that Zoroark illusion. So I figured he'd be my go-to, and figured unless he was Scarfed, Persian would basically outspeed everything aside from Noivern. And now that I go into Donphin, I thought it'd be nice to get my rocks up, but Roque was well and ready for that play. And after the battle, he enlightened me that this Magneton was built specifically for Donphin, just so I couldn't get those up. So I'm thinking I gotta get rid of mine, because I know I can take anything from this Magneton. He just does not want me to get my rocks up, so... And I went for Rock Slide here, thinking he might switch out, just because I didn't know if he was trying to stay in for an Earthquake, which I later found out that he was leaving this Magneton in until it died. And so I get pretty unfortunate here with a couple Rock Slide misses. Wasn't too pleased with that. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to pick up the KO with my Donphin. So I figure I'll go back into Persian, and I was assuming that I could just finish him off here with a foul play. And once again, I wasn't sure if this was Zoroark, so I was kind of in a predicament where I couldn't fake out, and this is where I find out that it is Zoroark and it's Scarfed. So I figured I was going to go for the taunt, because I didn't know what that Smeargle was going to do. And I ended up working out for Coleman here. So... And I know here's probably going to get a slow Volt Switch, but I figured Florges was probably my best play to go into, because realistically the only thing that would have been able to touch Florges was that Magneton, and since that's out of the picture, I figured that this would be my best play. And he gets his Sticky Web up, and I figure I'm just gonna Calm Mind up here, because I wasn't sure if that was Zoroark again, and I didn't wanna risk taking too many Sludge Bombs. No fucking clue what this thing does. So get a lucky crit here. That was kind of nice. But he goes for the Spore. And I figured he was going to use Memento here, because he's got nothing to... no other good use for that Smeargle. So I figured I'd just leave Florges in for this. And wasn't entirely sure what his next mon would be. So seeing that it was Pinsir, I assumed he's gonna want to try to set up on me, so I backed out into my Slowbro. And you know, guess I was right about that. And after a swords dance, I know it's not going to be real pretty for my Slowbro, so I figure I'll just go right for the Scald and, you know, try to get a burn. But, he's gonna go for a solid return here. And unfortunately, I don't get the burn, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And so here I'm gonna bring in my Caesar, because I know I'm gonna be able to throw a bullet punch at this face. And Roque left Pincer in thinking that I was a swords dance variant. He didn't know I was banded, so had he known that, he probably would have made a different play. And right here, I know for a fact he's going to go for a Thunder Wave, so I'm getting out of there. I'm going back into Florges. Finally, Zoroark. And I get pretty lucky here and I wake up. So I get to get a free Calm Mind in. And so right about now I know I can take just about anything from this Zoroark. And the reason I went for the Wish was just because I wasn't sure how much damage it was going to do, or if he was going to get a crit, and I didn't want to risk losing Florges right here. So I just went for that, and I went for another Calm Mind, just because I knew I'd get the free HP back, regardless of what he did. And so here I'm pretty much free to start attacking, but he hits me with that Thunder Wave, and then I get the full para. So that kind of sucked. And then he does what he does best and hits me with the Confusion Ray. So now I'm playing this game, trying to snap out of confusion and to break through a para. He goes for the Volt Switch here. And I kind of luck out here because I snap out of confusion and I break through the para to use my aromatherapy. Because I know I don't want to be dealing with any paralysis or Confusion Ray while I'm doing this. And so now I'm pretty much free to just start firing off Moonblast. Because I know I'm at +2. And I know I'm pretty much taking any hit from this thing. So that was probably my biggest threat. Getting that out of the way. And he's gonna go into his trusty Noivern. And I'm not sure what he was thinking I might do here, but I was just going straight for attacks after this, just because I didn't feel like there was any more reason for me to set up. And I think he just has his Lantern left. So I get lucky here and he misses the para, which I was pretty grateful for the nerf in Gen 7, needless to say. And some lefty recover. And he connects right here with a para, so that was kind of frustrating. But a breakthrough, and I get to pick up the final KO. So that's the battle. Good game, Roque. Hope to see you later in the tournament.